Alright, what is up you guys? It is Cameron and welcome back to Fare Thee Well. I'm finally back recording it. I'm here in Missouri, moved into a new place and everything, and I figured might as well go back to Fare Thee Well. So we're just gonna do it, leave off where we were. This is part 5. Where we left off was we were with the truck driver. He was driving us, telling us his whole story and everything. We passed the sign for Cedar, Maine. He slammed on the brakes, said, "Let's have a stop." And now we're back years later, or months. I don't remember how long it was. I'm pretty sure it's years. Anyways, let's go into it. I need to find where I am on this, so here we go. Okay, here we are. So, we just stopped, are getting off the truck, and I say, I am certain he knows that I am connected to Cedar, and that is because of Emmeline. Or maybe not. The trucker's boots grind into the gravel as he heads off, leaving me to choose which fork in the road to take. I woke up this morning expecting to walk all day, possibly more. Then the truck lumbered along, and for a while I rode with another traveler and my thoughts. It is interesting that despite the seeming randomness of today, I still wound up in Cedar. Exactly where my thoughts were leading me, apparently. To stay or go. While I consider what I should do, I shoulder my pack. I shut the heavy door of the big red machine as I recalled the layout of the little town quietly waiting before me. As I try to decide what to do, I begin walking along the single main road through Cedar. The trees are thick here, providing ample shade interspersed with patches of waning sunlight. I pass the general store on the right. I need to make a choice. I look up and see the path to the bench that overlooks the sunrise. It hits me. Did I ever really have a choice today? My path was leading me back to Cedar one way or another. The road, the truck, my thoughts, it all led to Cedar. I veer left, cross the road, and step up on the old wooden stairs to the hearth and home. The steps have a reassuring organic feel to them, oddly rustic and welcoming. I can feel warmth and radiating from the sun-soaked bricks. I want to look up if Cedar, Maine is a real place. So we're going to save. And we're going to look this up. Oh my goodness, Cedar, Maine is a real place. And it's very tiny. Where? It is just a single road. Can we go on satellite view? Let's see this. Oh my goodness. Huh. That's Cedar, Maine. That few little buildings right there. That's crazy. Huh. Okay, now back to the story. I veer left. Oh, we read that. I think I'm going to give this a shot. It is almost as though fate led me here, and on some instinctive level I get the feeling that I was heading here all along. My hand closes around the old wrought iron door handle as the sound of the truck's engine passes by, followed by a bellow of an air horn as the trucker continues on his own path. The surrounding forest swallows up the roar of the engine as suddenly as they were there. They are gone again. There is a magic to this place. I open the door and step into the cool darkness. We're here again. The fading light from the outside momentarily illuminates the room, and the bartender looks up to greet his first customer of the day. My eyes take a second to adjust, but there is no doubt, this place really hasn't changed. The present and the past crash together and are surprisingly nearly indistinguishable. The bartender is a bit of an exception, though. His hair is gray and his face has more lines than when we last met. So it is years, not months. He sets a glass down behind the old, polished, dark wood bar, and there is a look of growing recognition in his eyes, but that same look is clouded with doubt. Afternoon, what can I get you? A beer would be fine, thank you. You got it. The bartender smoothly and deftly fills the glass and sets it down in front of me on a plain white napkin, making brief eye contact that somehow conveys the notion that he has decided upon something. So, just passing through again? He recognizes us. I look up from my beer and look at him. and there's a small smile and a knowing look in his eyes. His memory is excellent. What do I say? I was thinking that maybe this time I'll stay a little bit longer. The weather's nicer, that's for sure. You know, I never forget a face. Then again, normally those faces age a little in 20 years. How are you? It's a long story. I believe that. 20 years? Is that how much time's passed? Oh my goodness. You know, I've counted every single day since that winter night. Why have you returned? Surely you wouldn't have come back here after 2 entire decades just to have a drink here at my bar. I'm not entirely sure, to tell you the truth. A gentle silence fills the air between us as he hands me the beer and I take a sip, clearing my throat. I'm not sure if you want to be able to help me, I'm not sure if you will be able to help me, but I have a favor to ask. Shoot. Last time I happened my way into this bar. Do you remember the charming girl in green? Her voice was enchanting, one of a kind really. Whatever happened to her? Emmeline? Well, luck would have it, she still lives here in Cedar. Actually, she still comes to help out from time to time here at this dusty old place. My eyes light up with very, very good news. She's still here, even after all this time? I can hardly believe it. Yeah, she just lives down the road with her husband and young boy. I feel crushed. I'm not sure what I was expecting, really, but it hurts nevertheless. The bartender must have caught on, as he continues. Does this change anything? I assume you had something in mind. Well, it should. It doesn't, really. I'm not entirely sure what I would have done. Anyhow, would it be wrong of me to ask of an address? While I could give it to you regardless, it's not necessary. She comes by every morning with her son to help set up for the day. You should come again tomorrow, as I assume you are planning to stay for a while. Yeah, I'll be here. Thanks, really. It means a lot. Don't mention it. Anything for an old friend. With that, I sip my beer and think of the coming events. The fear that she won't recognize me once again crosses my mind, but I push it off in search of a bed to lay my head. I nod to the bartender and make my way to the local motel to rest up for the night. Next morning, I arrive early enough to help the bartender with tables, stools, and chairs. The worn wood seems to embody the place as whole, well worn with time and filled with warmth. I take a seat in front of the bar as the old man organizes the rainbow of colored glass bottles behind him. Calm down, son. Calm down, son. You'd think someone with as much experience as you would have learned to deal with these situations. Saying goodbye is easy, but the returns and the greetings... The old man met my eyes and inclined his head toward the door, making my best effort to keep my door? What? The old man met my eyes and inclined his head toward the door, making my best effort to keep my door. I noticed Emmeline and her son, probably around 7 years old, an inquisitive, blue-eyed boy with brown hair. Emmeline glances around the bar and seems mildly disappointed. Her gaze flits over me as it would over one of the tables. She approaches the old man. You set up without me? I'm sorry, Em. I should have mentioned earlier that I have a new employee in training. He helped me this morning. We still have the stage to set up, though. I'll get you some work yet. She looks at me directly for the first time, but there's no spark of memory in her eyes, only the casual friendliness of someone greeting a new acquaintance. Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Emmeline, and this is my son Michael. Michael plays with the collar of his shirt and averts his eyes. Hi. Hi. I gave a smile and a wave, and then extend my hand to Emmeline. She shakes it. I take a page out of Michael's book. I'm too nervous to meet her gaze directly for too long. It's nice to meet you both. Right. Well, that stage isn't going to set up itself, Em. Why don't you and Michael teach this greenie here the ropes? I've got a few more glasses to clean. Emmeline nods and gestures for Michael to follow her to the stage. I'm sorry, just the sight of, seeing again. Have you worked in a bar before? I know my way around one. Don't we all? Michael climbs up on from the stage and seemed to be opening a bin that contained the cables. How old are you? 25? I'm a little older than I look. I'm assuming he's done this before. Emmeline walks beside the stage to retrieve a broom and a dustpan before starting to sweep behind the speakers, amps, and other sound equipment. Yeah, he loves to listen to music, so this is right up his alley. It's karaoke night tonight, so the setup will be a little different. I set about putting the microphone center stage and feel something nudge my leg. I see Michael holding a cable toward me. That one goes with this one. Oh, thanks. What kind of music do you enjoy, Michael? Heavy metal. I take the cable he offered me and hook it up. Surely enough, the audio jack and ports are the correct sizes, and the cable's long enough to walk around the stage with if necessary. The Stray Cats and He looks to his mother for answers, looking anxious. Do you remember? Depeche Mode? Sometimes you listen to Michael Jackson? I'm more of a Simon and Garfunkel gal myself. The new stuff isn't bad, but there's something about those acoustic guitars. It brings to mind the open road, and people singing in new bars, soft atmospheres, and a good crowd. Emmeline looks back at me and gives me a genuine smile. Not the practice friendliness of polite greeting, but something with altogether more substance. Michael and I finished setting up all of the relevant chords. Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. Well, it's about time. I have to get Michael to school. Okay, wait, let's actually say goodbye first and see how this is going. I was going to say we're going to end the episode, but let's see how this goes first. Emmeline waves goodbye to the bartender and takes Michael's hand, walking toward the door. Same time tomorrow. Have a good day. Emmeline pauses before she reaches the door and freezes in place. At first I wonder if she had forgotten something, but then she turns and I see it. That spark of remembrance... Wow. That spark of remembrance. The warmth in her eyes that signifies memory. Now she knows who I am. She remembers that night 2 decades past. She brings a hand to her cheek as Michael tugs at her shirt. Mommy, are you okay? I'm alright. Let's get you to school. I sigh and lean against the warm mahogany of the bar. I can hear the bartender pouring a glass of something. I didn't bother to turn around. My eyes were fixed on the road, watching them drive away. Well, you couldn't have been expecting anything else, could you? No, I couldn't have. Do you want to hear the story of that winter night? Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? This is for you. By the way, looks like you could use it on the house. I turn enough to pick it up and take a sip, but my gaze remains on the road. Emmeline is long gone by now, but I can't bring myself to look inside again. Not just yet. I don't know how much you remember. Em and I left after talking, really bonding, you know, at one of these tables by that window. Okay, we're gonna end it here. We're gonna end it there. We're retelling the story to the bartender of Emmeline and I on that winter night. Anyways, that does it for this episode of Fare Thee Well. I hope you guys are enjoying, and I really want to get through this game and see how the story all wraps up and ends and everything like that. I'm really interested in the storyline that's going on. Other than that, that does it for this video, and I hope to see you guys next time. I also hope that you have a swell day.